What the hell? Wait, you're a gun? I always thought you were like an eyeball or something.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times American Dad parodied movies and TV shows.
Say, Mr. Tokes, who are those purple fellas?
Those are a native tribe from the Andes called the Snoopaloompers.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best times that Seth MacFarlane's animated sitcom took inspiration from, made fun of, or referenced popular properties. What was your favorite American Dad parody? Any we missed? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Blade Runner. The Smith family shenanigans are always a bit crazy, but this one was really out there. As prom approaches, Steve and Snot believe it's time for them to find dates. After failing to find people, what do? They create fast-aging clones named Honey and Glitter who will grow up in time for the dance.
Here we go! Bring on the babes! Unclone! Control-Z! Control-Z!
As weird as the plot is, it bears a striking resemblance to the plot of Weird Science. But what's even cooler is when the episode takes a cyberpunk twist. American Dad goes full Blade Runner when Stan decides these clones must be eliminated.
I know she's in there, Steve!
Go! I'll hold him off! Hey, Mr. Smith!
Hey, Snot.
The outfits, scenes, and music are all loving and hilarious homages to the Ridley Scott classic. It all concludes with Glitter imitating Roy Batty's famous monologue.
All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain.
Number 9. Twilight Zone. When Stan realizes that all of his neighbors talk smack about him behind his back, he gets insecure and uses his CIA privileges to remove them from their homes. It all comes to a head when he chokes on a nut and has no one to help him.
This is how life should be. No one to criticize me. No one to disagree. No one to...
In a 1961 episode of The Twilight Zone, a young boy uses his special abilities to send people he doesn't like into a cornfield to never return.
They have to think happy thoughts and say happy things because once displeased, the monster can wish them into a cornfield or change them into a grotesque walking horror.
The fact that this American Dad episode is loosely based on this idea is all but confirmed by the inclusion of a cornfield motel in the episode.
You know, you're a real bright kid, Johnny. I gotta say, I've lived in this neighborhood for a long time, and BAM! Dead kid in the cornfield!
It's a fantastic callback to one of TV's greatest supernatural shows. Number 8. Terminator 2. Judgment Day. During May the Best Stan Win, Francine complains that Stan doesn't really give their relationship the attention it deserves. Just as Francine has had enough, a cyborg Stan appears who's come back to save the future.
Stan, in the future the machines rise up and try to destroy the human race. I need to train you so you can stop it from happening. You'll save the world, man, eh? I save the world. I knew it.
The premise of the plot is taken from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. In that science fiction flick, a machine known as a Terminator comes back in time to protect the future savior who will rise during the machine apocalypse.
The mission is to protect you.
Yeah? Who sent you?
You did. 35 years from now, you reprogrammed me to be your protector here, in this time.
The only difference is that Cyborg Stan wants to have present Francine to himself because he'll lose her in the future. The ending of this silly sci-fi episode actually brings the couple closer.
I'm never going to let go of this hand ever again.
As a bonus, we get a fun take on a James Cameron classic. Number 7. Little Shop of Horrors. When Stan throws out his bag, Principal Lewis convinces him to get a hot tub. The one he buys, however, is sentient.
Wait, you can talk?
I can do a whole lot more than talk, baby. Yeah, don't worry so much. Just give the water a touch. Nobody has to know.
It starts luring the Smith patriarch into spending all his time in the bubbly water. While the talking objects might be different, this episode takes heavy inspiration from Little Shop of Horrors. The long musical numbers and dark ending bear a striking resemblance to the musical black comedy as well.
Better wait a minute. You better hold the phone. Better mind your manners. Better change your tone.
Even the shop that Stan buys the hot tub from is the Little Shop of Hot Tubs. Featuring great vocal performances and a fun story, this nod to Little Shop led to one of the best musical episodes in American Dad history.
Something going on beneath the water. People getting hot and making sons and daughters. It's just you and me, and L-U-V, and the T-U-B.
Number 6. Aliens and Avatar. In the wake of Stan realizing he hasn't really been there for Steve's childhood, he resolves to help his kid out in a bizarre way. The CIA agent decides to use a remote-controlled avatar to spend time with his son.
Wow, I don't believe it. This is too good to be real.
Of course this is real. And this is really happening. Because this is real. Really real.
At the start of the episode, the characters waste no time to mention how similar the concept is to 2009's Avatar.
Take it easy, Smith. Dick's just blowing off steam.
Man, I'm always losing at poker. I need a beer.
That's his avatar.
The story continues to pay homage to James Cameron by making reference to his legendary sci-fi movie Aliens. Just like Ripley fought an extraterrestrial queen with a cargo loader, Francine uses a mecha suit to fight the Avatar. She even does a take on Sigourney Weaver's iconic line,
"Get away from him, you bitch!"
The entire episode serves as a great love letter to Cameron's works. Number 5. Breaking Bad. Shortly after Haley convinces Steve to start making fake IDs as a side business, things turn bad when Steve teams up with Roger. Breaking Bad, to be exact. Steve assigns himself the name Gutenberg, which sounds a lot like Heisenberg while doing his illegal activities.
There's a new counterfeiter in town.
And his name is Steve.
No, Haley, I've given a lot of thought to this. From now on, my name is Gutenberg.
The kid even dons the classic Walter White hat later in the episode. And the parody wouldn't be complete without a family member who is hot on the trail of the character who broke bad.
Your new priority is to find the man who's making these and shut him down for good.
You can count on me, sir.
While Hank filled this role in the live-action show, Stan easily slips into that position in the cartoon. While Steve isn't going as far as Walter White did, he got close enough for us to get the joke.
Say my name. Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
Number 4. The Office. It turns out that the CIA office is home to a lot of flirtatious behavior that Stan himself eagerly participates in. But when Francine joins as the receptionist, Stan becomes insecure not just about his own behavior, but also about how others are towards her.
Work is where I come to socialize. Having Francine here will ruin that.
This romantic tension and the way the episode was shot are both ripped from The Office. The cartoon's opening is even a near shot-for-shot remake of the opening. Between a shaky camera, flirting amongst co-workers, and pranks galore, the parody is incredibly self-aware. The voice behind the animated Dick Reynolds is also David Koechner, who guest starred as Todd Packer on the NBC comedy.
What has two thumbs and likes to bone your mom? This guy!
Oh, you are so bad. Yeah! Oh, dude, so bad. Whoa, this guy is out of control.
American Dad really went the extra mile to make us feel like we were in Scranton. Number 3. Mad Max and many others. After the rapture, Francine starts dating Jesus while Stan is left to fend for himself on Earth, which becomes an apocalyptic hellhole. When Francine is kidnapped, Stan teams up with the biblical figure to save her.
Forget it, Nazarene. I stopped doing things for you the day you stole my woman.
Well, that's just it, Stan. Francine, the Antichrist got her.
The general aesthetic of the ruined Earth is very reminiscent of Mad Max's world. At the same time, the music and setting are reminiscent of John Carpenter's films following the gruff anti-hero Snake Plissken.
Told you I wasn't a fool, Plissken. Call me Snake.
There are also costuming references to both Batman and Star Wars, and on top of that, Jesus' holy hand grenades are a funny reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
With me, the sky's the limit.
It's amazing how much the writers packed into one apocalyptic episode. Number 2. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This amazing twist on a children's classic gave audiences a golden ticket to a good episode. When Deputy Director Bullock looks to get his hands on the everlasting edible, Stan convinces his son-in-law Jeff to have him as a ride-along for a factory tour.
Glad you're here, Mr. S. I think this is really gonna open your mind to marijuana.
From there, the plot and many of the characters are shamelessly ripped off from Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Snoop Dogg as a greener version of Willy Wonka is fantastically funny, and it might make you hungry to visit a real-life version of either factory.
Get those stoned fools! Why did I even have this dumb factory tour? I had very little to gain from a business perspective.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Scrubs. Roger reenacts the end of every Scrubs episode with a surprise cameo.
Vanilla Bear! Let's go grab a beer and see what Carla and the mean janitor are doing.
Take whatever you want!
Entourage. Baby versions of the main cast reenact the classic opening.
And you better hurry up, because little Vince is throwing a sleepover and Bindi Irwin is coming.
Bewitched. The episode gives us a fun reanimation followed by a shocking revelation.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. James Bond, Tearjerker. Given that Stan is an agent for the CIA, this homage was bound to happen eventually. Stan learns of an evil plot to create a movie so sad that millions will cry themselves to death.
Imagine seeing the 4-hour director's cut. People will cry so much they'll cry themselves to death!
So it's up to him to save the world from fatal cinema. The funny and exciting parody plays out like a classic James Bond film.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
From the secret gadgets to a cliché companion and even an over-the-top villain played by Roger, this episode is a pitch-perfect recreation of the spy series.
No! This isn't over, Smith. Tears, drop!
And along the way, American Dad takes shots at every aspect of the secret agent franchise it sees. It's a fantastic episode that both Bond fans and those who have never seen a spy film can enjoy.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.